Hi, everyone. It's Mrs. Capizzi, and welcome to my virtual classroom. And I am part of the Calculating Cats with Miss Landis. And we have been making fourth grade math help videos for you during the contingency plan for the quarantine for COVID-19. And I'm sure you've gotten, or hopefully you've gotten the message from administration that you will be dropping the packets off to the intermediate school starting tomorrow. Actually, it's Sunday. I'm in my house. And depending on what day you're dropping off, you might not have gotten the last few math assignments done. So if you have Miss Landis or I, and you want to try these last few assignments and you're not dropping the packets off until later in the week, that's great. If you tried them on your own already, that's totally awesome. And if you had trouble with the last few, but you had to turn the packet in because that's when your parents could drop it off, just drop us an email and let us know so that we can make sure that we don't penalize you for those last few assignments. So with that said, I'm going to turn off my webcam and I'm going to get started with the assignment that is technically for tomorrow, Monday, May 18th, and we're finishing up 13-1, equivalence with customary units of length. And remember, a customary unit of length is what we use in the United States. So what we're going to be using for today's lesson, let's just go over this. So in the United States, when we're measuring something, we use feet, inches, yards, and miles. So here's the conversion chart. 1 foot is 12 inches. 1 yard equals 3 feet. And since 1 foot is 12 inches, 3 feet would be 36 inches. So one thing you can do as well, if you had to go from yards to inches, you can go that way. So your magic number would be 36. If you're going from yards to feet, you would go that way, and your magic number would be 3. And then down here, 1 mile is equivalent to 1,760 yards, and that is equivalent to 5,280 feet. So you'll need this chart for today. So if you want to, you can always jot it down real quick if you want to pause the video so you have it in front of you, but you should have a little conversion chart on your lesson today. So let's go ahead and take a peek. So again, today's lesson, you're completing numbers 6 through 13 on page 681. So I took a screenshot of the problems here, and so they give you they give you yards for number 6, and you need to go to inches. So I actually just divided this onto 2 different screens so that it would be a little bit bigger. And let's take a look at number 6. So what I want you to do is pause the video, and you can try, I'm actually doing the evens first because it's in a column. So don't get confused. I'm doing 6, 8, 10, and 12 first, and then I'll be going over 7, 9, 11, and 13. So I want you to pause the video and try the even problems. And then when you're ready, go ahead and press play. So I feel like writing in blue today, so it shows up. And I'm going from yards to inches. So yards to inches, I'm going from yards to inches. So my magic number is 36. So I need to take 8 and multiply that by 36. So I'm going to stack that and multiply. So 36 times 8. And if you haven't tried this one, just pause the video and try this multiplication yourself. Okay, so 8 times 6 is 48. So I'm going to drop the 8 and regroup the 4. And I like to put my regroups in a circle so that I don't forget about it. So I'm going to multiply and then add my regroup. 8 times 3 is 24, and 24 plus 4 is 28. So 8 yards is equal to 288 inches. Give yourself a little star if you got that one. Okay, so let's go to the next one. I'll do the next one. Let's try green. 18 feet. And how many inches is that? So let me erase this arrow. This doesn't erase very well. Oops, you know what? I'm just going to clear this. So hopefully you have the answer to number 6 down. I'm just going to clear the screen so it's easier for me. Let's take a look at number 8. So we're doing number 8 here. And we're going from feet to inches. So feet to inches. So my magic number is 12. So you're going to do 18 times 12. Hopefully you remember how to do a 2-digit by 2-digit. I'm going to do this using the standard algorithm because I feel like that's what if your parents are helping you, that's what they're most comfortable with. But you can also do the box method. So first I'm going to multiply the ones times the 1. So 2 times 8 is 16. So I'm going to drop the 6 and regroup the 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so that's my first layer. So now I am done with the 2. So I'm going to cross that off. And I'm done with this regroup. And now I am multiplying by the tens place. But remember, when you multiply by the tens place, you circle the tens place and then you put a 0 in the second layer. So now remember, you multiply the times the ones first. So 1 times 8 is 8. And then times the tens. 1 times 1 is 1. And then I just need to add these 2 layers together. So 6 plus 0 is 6. And 3 plus 8 is 11. So I'm going to drop the 1 and regroup the 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So for number 8, 18 feet equals 216 inches. Give yourself a little star if you got that one. Okay, let's go ahead and try number 10. Now, it's a fraction, but we know how to do fractions, so don't get freaked out by that. So we've got yards to inches. 1/3 yard is how many inches? So I feel like purple. Let's do some purple. So we're going over number 10. So I'm going from yards to inches. So my magic number is going to be 36. So I'm going to take 1/3 times 36. And remember, when you're doing a fraction times a whole number, you take the numerator times the whole number. So 1 times 36 is 36. And my denominator is 3. So I have 36 thirds, and we can also think of that as 36 divided by 3. And this is one of our basic facts up to the 12. So 36 divided by 3. Sorry, that's a little messed up there. But 36 divided by 3 equals anybody? You got it. It is 12, because 12 times 3 is 36. So 36 divided by 3 is 12. So for number 10, the answer is 12. So 1/3 yards is 12 inches. And you might have also thought about that as if you look here, 1 yard is 3 feet. So 1/3 of a yard would be 1 foot, and 1 foot is 12 inches. Just in case anyone out there was thinking about it that way. All right, number 12. Let's see, what color should we use? Let's use orange. That probably won't show up because my background's kind of orange. I'll do red. That'll show up better. So we're doing number 12 now. 5 miles is how many feet? So I'm going from miles to feet, and my magic number is a big one. It's 5,280. So all you have to do is take 5,280 and multiply it by 5. So pause the video if you haven't done this problem, and I want you to try the multiplication by yourself, and then press play when you have that completed. All right, I'm going to switch to blue. So I've got 5 times 0, and any number times 0 is 0. I've got 5 times 8, which is 40. So I'm going to drop the 0 and regroup the 4. 5 times 2 is 10. Add my regroup. 10 plus 4 is 14. So I'm going to drop the 4 and regroup the 1. And 5 times 5 is 25. Add my regroup is 26. Wow, that's a big number. So where do I put my comma? I start at the ones place and I go 1, 2, 3, comma. So 5 miles is equal to 26,400 feet. So when you drive 5 miles or you run 5 miles, you have driven or walked 26,400 feet. Okay, so those are the evens. I'm going to clear this out. Let's finish up by going over the odd problems. All right, let me just switch screens here. Okay, so number 7. You can pause here and try these out. Remember, the first thing you want to do is find your magic number. So we're going from yards. 28 yards is how many feet? So yards to feet. Let me pick up my pen here. Yards to feet. The magic number is, everyone, it's 3. So I'm going to take 28 times 3. Okay, so 3 times 8 is 24. So I'm going to drop the 4 and regroup my 2. And 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. So 28 yards is equal to 84 feet. All right, so that was number 7. So I'm going to clear the screen and we'll go over number 9. I'm having fun with these colors here. Let's try turquoise, see how that does. Okay, so now we're going to do number 9, and we're going from miles to yards. So miles to yards, that's a pretty big magic number. My magic number is 1,760. So I need to multiply that by 7. Hopefully you know your sevens facts. If not, you can skip count by sevens down at the bottom of your paper, 7, 14, 21, 28, etc. So if you haven't done this one, pause the video and try this multiplication because we want to make sure that your skills are fresh. So 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 6 is 42. So I drop my 2 and I regroup my 4. And then 7 times 7 is 49. 49 plus 4, 50, 51, 52, 53. So I'm going to drop my 3 and regroup the 5. And 7 times 1 is 7, and 7 plus 5 is 12. Okay, and you need to put your comma in. So you count 3 spaces over. 1, 2, 3, comma. So 7 miles equals 12,320 yards. Okay. So that's number 7. So we've got 2 more here. So I'm going to clear the screen and I don't know, let's go back to red. That shows up well. For number, we're going to do number 11. Okay. And we're going from feet to inches. So feet to inches, the magic number is 12. So I've got 2.5 feet times 12. So I can use the distributive property. All right, so first I'm going to take in parentheses, I will do the whole number times 12. So right here, 2 times 12. And then I put my parentheses on the end of that. Plus, I'm still mastering writing with this trackpad here. Plus 1/2 times 12. So I don't like, let me erase this. Plus 1/2 times 12. Okay, so now we just need to solve what's inside each set of these parentheses and then add them together. So let's see what we have here. So just to review real quick what we did, remember the distributive property, we just broke apart the 2 and the 1/2. So we multiplied the 2 times the 12 and then the 1/2 times the 12. So 2 times 12 is 24 plus 1/2 times 12. So we're going to take the numerator times the whole number. So 1 times 12 is 12. 12 halves. And remember, this is the same as 12 divided by 2. So remember, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So this would be the same as 24 plus 6. And 24 plus 6 equals 30. So 2.5 feet equals 30 inches. All right, and we're on to the last one, number 13. So remember, if you're turning this in, you need to have this work written somewhere, whether it's on the side of the page or on a piece of notebook paper. And you can attach that. Make sure your name and your teacher's name is on top of that, though, because we're going to have lots of packets to go through. All right, so let me clear this. And we are going over the last one, number 13. So 6 1/3 yards is how many feet? So we're going from yards to feet. So my magic number is 3. So I've got 6 1/3 times 3. So if you haven't done this problem yet, please pause the video and try this out. We're going to use the distributive property just like we did in number 11. So remember, you're going to take 6 times 3. So we've got 6 times 3. And then for the distributive property, we'll add that to 1/3 times 3. And then we just have to do the math and add those together. So 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 1/3 times 3. So the numerator 1 times the whole number. 1 times 3 is 3. And my denominator is 3. And 3/3, you guys know what that's equal to. When the numerator is the same as the denominator, that fraction equals, I know you're saying it out loud, that fraction equals 1. So this is 18 plus 1, and 18 plus 1 equals 19. So 6 1/3 yards equals 19 feet. So let me clear this out. That is it for today. I hope that this video helped you. Remember to drop your packets off this week at the intermediate school, and your teachers will be sending that information to you. And I hope that you had a great weekend, and I